Hi, this is TT from Texas with a little T. I'm going to set this T down and we're going to talk about the 90-Day Fiance. Did anybody get a chance to see that? Now I wrote a few notes down so that we can jump right into it. So, let's talk about Mr. Ricky from Ohio. Now, Mr. Ricky is 33 years old from Ohio, and he ended up coming to Columbia to surprise Melissa, uh, and wanted to, see her. And so he got to the restaurants or whatnot, and she did not, arrive until what it was. I think it was about maybe 8, 9 hours later. He was a little furious or whatnot, but when he got a chance to, when she responded, and he got a chance to see her and stuff like that, he was really happy about her coming down to meet her. But evidently, Melissa was not happy with the what I guess his looks or whatever, honey. She just wanted him to send some money, because he was sending her money every week. He said he was sending her money every week. And so I guess that's all she wanted was the money. She did not want him popping up in her little city, honey. So anyways, I guess he was feeling a little bad or whatever. He wanted somebody to hang out with in Columbia. So he calls up Jimena. So evidently he was talking to both of the young ladies at the same time. So he ended up calling Jimena, and I hope I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, I apologize. But he ended up calling Miss Jimena. I guess she dropped everything that she was doing, honey, and got on the next thing smoking down to the other part of Columbia. Well, she gets there, whatever, and baby, she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So they ended up, he, had flowers and champagne and everything for her and stuff like that. And when she got there, and he was, telling her everything that she wanted to hear or whatnot. So, they go out to go shopping and, talk and stuff like that. And I guess he, was feeling a little bad or whatnot. So he ended up slipping up and calling her Melissa. And she was just like, well, who is Melissa? And he lied and said that Melissa was the producer, and he had to tell the producer something. And I guess he was trying to say Melissa, which was the producer, was on his mind or whatnot. Child, he was just, weaving this web that he couldn't hardly get out of. So I guess he was feeling really, really bad. So they get to, he was excited about seeing her, so he wanted to take her to this nice place. So they go to this romantic place, really nice place. I don't recall what place it was, but they get there and they having a little meal or whatever, and child, he had spoiled her appetite when he had said, I had something to tell you. And she's like, well, what do you have to tell me? And so he ended up saying that he really came down there to be with Melissa, not really to, see her. And so, Miss Thane gets upset and she storms out because she was like, I'm not nobody's second picks, which, you were, but you didn't want to, but you were. So anyway, she goes out, she storms out for a little while. She was a little upset or whatever. So she went back to the room, I guess cried or whatever, then came on back, and she was just, let him have it. Like, you were supposed to come here for me. I thought you were saying that Melissa was the producer. Now you're telling me that there was this young lady that you originally came down here for. So she was, very distraught over that. Long story short, child, I guess she got over it or whatnot, and she made him pay for it for a little bit. He was saying that he loved her and stuff like that, and she said, well, prove it, you have to jump into the lake. And mind you, Mr. Ricky can't swim. So he jumped on there anyway, and baby, the producers had to help him get up out of the cameraman had to help him get out the water because, he couldn't swim. So I guess she got over it. Okay, fast forward, child. So he just so happened to have a ring, and he proposed to her. And Miss Amanda says yes. What did she say yes for? Bless her soul, child. So he gets to explain and stuff, and she read his text message. After she read that text message from his ex-wife, he said that he really wasn't really, feeling Miss Amanda. He was just saying that just to be saying that. And then I guess to try to smooth it over after she confronted him, then he gonna say something to the point where I had to say that because she was not gonna let me see my daughter. That's not true. So she just felt like, everything has been, a whole bunch of lies or whatever. Anyways, we're gonna pass that. We're gonna get right into Mr. Tariq. Tariq he's a 42-year-old. He's from Virginia. Now he goes to the Philippines to find him a love. Now he gets there with Miss Hazel. Miss Hazel's 25, so evidently they have been corresponding or whatever for a little period of time. So he gets to Philippines and he thinks she is all that in a bag of Cheetos, and she, I guess, looked at him and she was just like, baby, you are not what I really want, but if this is what it takes for me to get to America, then so be it. So anyways, Miss Thing didn't want to kiss him or anything at the beginning or whatever. She would just give him like little pics. It was almost like she was thinking his breath stink or something like that. I was just like, ooh, dang, that's pretty bad, and it don't help, he going a little bald or whatever. But anywho, to each his own. So, he gets there and he, had his brother come to, but his brother ripped a hole in her. He was just like, she just playing you. She just trying to get a visa to come to America or whatever. So, lo and behold, they ended up getting engaged to child. He ended up making up some little rap or whatnot, and he proposed to her. And so she was looking for few minutes or whatever, and she said yes. So after she said yes, they ended up coming on back and excuse me, and telling his brother that they engaged. His brother was just like, she just going to find out the hard way. It's gonna take a little time before the visa is filed or whatever. So in between time, he'll figure it out that she really just trying to get to America so that she can get her a little green card so she can come over and live life in America. So you gotta do what you gotta do, honey. So but Dean just said, okay, Dean is his brother, which is Tyreek's brother. So he said, all right, congratulations, and let the chips fall where they may. All right. So Miss Hazel, you know, when Tariq said he got to get back to America, he got to get back to his daughter and stuff like that, and so she said that she's gonna be homeless. Like her sister's house is full of people, and I guess her parents and their one bedroom place. That just not gonna work either. So she just didn't have anywhere to go. So he said, well, you're my fiance and stuff. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get you a place. So he ended up the place that he had rented. He said he would continue, renting there, until he comes back to, get her or whatever. So now she has a place to stay and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that she really do. Just don't play with the boy's feelings. You can tell that he really loves her and stuff like that. But she just wants to get to America. Now let's get to Michael, that's from Nigeria, and Angela, that's 52, from Georgia. Now Michael's 30, Angela is 52. Now she get there, and it's a big age difference and stuff like that. And his friends are already saying that she's looks like a grandma, which she is somebody's grandmother, and she is old and a little wrinkled, and and it's not helping that she's smoking them cigarettes, honey. It's being out in the sun and smoking them cigarettes, child, is just really aging you. You got to moisturize, and you can't be doing all that. But that's neither here nor there. Now. Micah's, playing her like a fiddle. Now, that was from the beginning. He is trying to get to America, and by any means necessary, he is trying. So, child, he gets with, she gets there, he sees her and stuff like that, and baby is, But anywho, whew, I can't say no more about her. And they, he meets up with, well, she meets up with his friends and stuff like that, and they were saying that, in their culture, the Nigerian men are really supposed to be the dominant ones, and they need for the wives to be submissive and stuff like that. And Angela was just like, child, not me. I am not getting ready to be submissive to nobody, honey. So anywho, long story short, she ended up giving him a flag, and inside the flag was this ring, the wedding band, and she says, "This is your ticket to get to America." And he was just so excited, so he pulls out, he was just like, "I'm so happy, Angela." Comes around, kisses her and stuff like that. Then he has his ring. He proposed to her too, and she was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that you proposed to me." Oh, but she's getting played like a fiddle, honey. So anyway, uh, she gives him her credit card, I guess, to go to the bank or whatever. She told him to withdraw $300. Michael took out $900 and didn't think that the lady wasn't gonna find out. I was just like, why didn't you go with him to take the $300 out? You just don't give your card to somebody you just met online, child, and you don't really know him like that. You gonna give him your card, your PIN number, and he done took out $900. Child, I guess love. I guess it just do anything for you. All right, skip and past them. Let's get to Paul, and Paul is from Kentucky. He's 34, and Karina is for Brazil. She's 21. Now, sad news, Karina ended up losing the baby. She was pregnant and she ended up losing the baby, and I, feel so bad for her, losing a child or whatnot. But and the parents really just don't care for him because Paul is a little, selfish when it comes to food and stuff like that, because I guess Paul is just like, I'm the only one with the, income, and, you got your family members coming over eating up all the food and stuff like that. He just blew it all out of proportion. But anyways, they ended up losing the baby, and then Paul was just like, well, after she got out the hospital, that, he had to get back because, they didn't have any more money. You know, he, wanted to take care of her and stuff like that, but how is he going to take care of her if he don't have any money? And inside of Brazil, he couldn't work there because of his visa. So he said he had just gone back to Kentucky and, get some work and, get some money and stuff like that, then come on back. Even though they're married and stuff like that, all that, the paperwork hadn't went through yet. So, he went on, going on back to Kentucky to get some work or whatever. And I just hope that it works out for them too, because, you can tell that she really loves Paul, but Paul has a little, anger problem, but hopefully he'll get some counseling and try to work that out. All right, now we're going to get down to John is 34 from UK, and Rachel's 33. She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, I guess evidently they was karaoke and stuff like that online, and she ended up falling in love with John. She gets there to the UK. She finds out that he has a little anger problem. Reason why he couldn't get his visas because of his anger problem. He didn't, I guess, punched out a couple of people down there, so he got those little X's on his I guess on his passport or whatever, however that works there, and so he can't come to America. So anyway, she goes there and visits with them and stuff like that, and she brings her baby. Now she has two girls. The other one is a school-age baby, and so, but she brought the other baby with her. I'm thinking the baby is maybe 7 or 8 months old or whatnot. So anyways, she ends up bringing her baby there, which, she should have just came there by herself, but she brought her baby with him, and he had everything decked out and stuff like that. And so, she was, very excited to see him and stuff like that, and he was happy to see her, and evidently they had been corresponding and stuff like that because she sent him a piece of the baby's umbilical cord, and it, that's a little much. Excuse me, that's a little much. But anyways, he still accepted her for, who she was, and, it was like a package deal or whatnot. So they get there, and she finds out little things about him that is just a little disturbing from his friends, that he was, just a womanizer, and she didn't, was very shocked that his friends was, saying these things about him, which, you know, you knew something was going to go down with the situation. Everybody doesn't tell you the full truth or whatnot. So now she's finding out, but still she doesn't care, whatever. He proposed to her. They get married too. After they get married or whatever, her family member wasn't able to come over because it's, quite expensive to come from Albuquerque, New Mexico to the UK. So anyways, they was able to have that video Skype by, family members was holding the phone so that the dad was able to, see the wedding or whatnot. So anywho, they ended up getting married or whatever. And then